We're at Brands Hatch for round 4 of the 2021 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series EuroNASCAR Pro Division. The weather might be damp, but it's not stopping the fans in their thousands flocking to the circuit that's been the home of the NASCAR Grand Prix of the United Kingdom since 2011, when the circuit first held European NASCAR racing. Well, round 3 of the championship took place yesterday, and it was Alain Day, the reigning champion, and the number 7 car of Loris Hasemans, the 2019 champion, that were fighting away for the lead of the race. Alain Day having already gone to victory lane 3 times previously here at Brands Hatch. There were good fights further down through the order. Sebastian Bleekemolen and the Swedish driver Alexander Graf were having a great fight for positions inside the top 6, but Alain Day would eventually come home to claim the win, his 4th at Brands, the 25th of his career. And as ever, delighted as he stood on the podium. Let's just remind you about the format. 2 championships, 4 races over the weekend. EuroNASCAR Pro for the professional drivers. Loris Hasemans is the championship leader. The young and the amateur drivers drop into EuroNASCAR 2, where Martin Dubeck leads the way. Now, the circuit itself at Brands Hatch is a short one. It is just 1.2 miles long, just under 2 kilometres. But tricky corners, lots of elevation change, and we are going to see some exciting racing for 38 laps around here from the EuroNASCAR Pro competitors. The grid, however, for today's race is set by the fastest laps that were set in yesterday's race. So claiming pole by 19 thousandths of a second is Loris Hasemans.
I mean, the strategy for today is we drive to the grid and we see how it goes from there. I always say that it's racing. You have to be just as tentative as reaction as possible and see what the outcome is. That is basically the strategy.
Yeah, see what the outcome is at the end of the 38 laps, Loris. You can't prejudge too much in NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series racing, and he would desperately like to try and claim his first victory here at Brands Hatch. So buckle up, everybody, for the second time this weekend in EuroNASCAR Pro. We're about to get things underway in dry conditions here at Brands Hatch. Loris Hasemans and Alain Day on the front row of the grid. Gianmarco Ercoli gets a good start from 3rd position and is looking to try and sneak up the inside. Can he take the lead of the race? No, slots back into 2nd and will still, despite the good start, remain in 3rd place as Alain Day, yesterday's race winner, sweeps his way around the outside. There's a spin, I'm afraid, for Alexander Graf onto the grass on the inside. Tries to control the car. A further spin that drops him to the tail end of the field, but I think he rather got away with that. No damage at all. Will continue in the race. Hasemans leads the way. Alain Day 2nd. Gianmarco Ercoli there in 3rd position. It looks as though it's Vittorio Garelli in the number 50 car that's there in 4th place. 5th at the moment is going to be Nicola Rocca for DF1 Racing as they all sweep their way through turn 4 and turn 5. Alain Day running a little bit wide there as they work their way towards Clark Curve, but is just ahead still of the Italian who sits there in 3rd position, the former EuroNASCAR 2 champion from a few seasons ago and has won here previously at Brands Hatch, Gianmarco Ercoli. Through Paddock Hill Bend, where the circuit really drops away. Big compression at the bottom. You then climb uphill again in towards the braking area for Druids. Nicola Rocca side by side with the NBA 2K back car in the hands of Alex Sedgwick. Sedgwick, is he going to get pushed wide on the exit of the corner? No, he keeps his foot in, but is not quite going to make it by the time they get down towards Graham Hill Bend. So Nicola Rocca has the place. Alex Sedgwick now coming under pressure from Sebastian Bleekemolen at the wheel of the number 69 car. And we go on board with Bleekemolen. You could hear the down change there where he's blipping the throttle, heel and toeing the car to control the revs on the downshift and keep the back end of the car planted. Alex Sedgwick there has had a better run onto the start-finish line and has pulled away from the man from the Netherlands once more and is starting to attack the London-based Italian Nicola Rocca. Nicola, who's finished on the podium here before at Brands Hatch, has never had a win. He's down in 5th at the moment, under pressure from Sedgwick, then Bleekemolen, and then the next of the cars is going to be queuing up behind as well, and I think that is the number 18 car of Giorgio Maggi that wants to join in the front as well, the Swiss driver. Fred Gabion's not too far behind as well, so this is a good little fight here. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, then it is, yeah, Fred Gabion, the white and black car for RDV competition just in the background. 3 times a runner-up in the championship, Fred Gabion. Suggests this could be his last year of competition, which would be a huge shame. And then it's the purple car after that, which is former Formula Ford Festival winner here in 1991, Mark Goossens. Sedgwick looking for the inside line on Nicola Rocca. He's drawn himself alongside. Can he get the job done this time on the run down in towards Graham Hill Bend? No, because he's on the outside line there and he's going to get forced wide by Nicola Rocca. All over the grass goes Sedgwick. keeps his foot in. He's still side by side with Nicola Rocca. They lean on each other, but eventually Nicola Rocca is going to grab the place and hang on to it. Sedgwick runs a little bit wide. Now that's opened the door for Sebastian Bleekie-Molen to try and squeeze his way through. The number 69 car getting himself right the way alongside the NBA 2K back machine in the hands of Alex Sedgwick, and he's going to go through. So Sedgwick, looking to gain a place, has actually lost one by the look of things, and now not only has he lost one place, he needs to close the door to prevent the number 18 Ford of Giorgio Maggi coming through. Great stuff, pure racing. Up towards the braking area for Druids. Nicola Rocca at the front of this huge train of cars, but the safety car's going to come out, I'm afraid. We've lost somebody out on track, and that means that we're going to have a brief safety car period. We get the race back underway. It will be Loris Hazemans that will get the jump, hopefully, on Alan Day. He's got the inside line as they head towards Paddock Hill Bend, and again, the pair of champions go wheel to wheel up towards turn number 1, but it is still Loris Hazemans that has the place. Alan Day in second place, Gianmarco Ercoli in third position. The battles recommence. Up towards the braking area for Druids. Alan Day takes a slightly wider sweep in towards Druids. So he's going to have Gianmarco Ercoli to his right as they come out of the corner, but Ercoli will be on the outside line for the next of the corners. So 3 for the lead of the race. Vittorio Gorelli sitting there in fourth position. Sebastian Bleekie-Molen in fifth place. We saw Bleekie-Molen on the podium for the first time in his NASCAR career at Circuit Ricardo Tormo. That was in the second race of the weekend there. Well, he's having a good run here in the second race of the weekend as well. Out of Clark Curve, down the straight, up towards Paddock Hill Bend already, just touching that inside curve, allowing the car to run wide, but not too wide. For the moment, though, it certainly looks as though Loris Hazemans has everything very much under control. Alan Day is pushing hard, but Alan knows after the problems he had at Valencia, he's got to stay consistent. Had a win yesterday, but 35 points for second is not a bad haul in this one either, if he stays where he is. Knowing Alan, though, he'll want to attack. He'll want that 26th win of his career, whereas Hazemans is trying to hone in on his 10th of his career, and that would be his first at Brands Hatch as well, Loris Hazemans. Over the start-finish sign now come Loris Hazemans' lead. We go on board with Alan Day in second position. Burns the number 88 car through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, runs a little bit wide there, raises up the dust and the gravel into the face of this number 54 car we go on board with, Gianmarco Ercoli. Hopefully that's not caused any damage to the front corner of Alan Day's car, that trip through the gravel. He might have lost a splitter if he's not careful. And there is a very slight amount of front left-hand corner damage to Alan Day's car. Now, is that going to affect the car? It might not affect it now, but over the remaining duration, it might just perhaps lose a little bit of downforce, might overwork the tyres potentially, because tyre preservation is something that is key in EuroNASCAR racing. You only get 4 brand new tyres for the whole weekend here at Brands. Off, I'm afraid, is Scott Jeffs, British driver returning to the series. The 23-year-old former Mini Challenge champion has had awful weekend. He's had problems all weekend. Wasn't quite the return he wanted to the series, but either way, it's great to see him back. So we're going to get safety car back in. We're going to get the race back underway. And again, for Loris Hazemans, he has got it all to do again as we go on board with Alan Day for the restart. There's a little bit of smoke inside the car, which is slightly worrying for Alan Day. And now runs a little bit wide and into the gravel again, coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. Now, is that a mistake for Alan Day, or is that a problem with the car? Because you tend not to see many mistakes from Alan, but I do fear that all might not be well with his car. Turns his way through Druids, downhill and in towards the braking area for Graham Hill Bend. He's dropped well and truly down through the order. He had problems at Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia, and he really needed a strong weekend here, but no, through goes Yevgen Sokolovsky. That car is all over the place. There is something fundamentally wrong with the car, and then has a spin at Paddock Hill Bend as well. Do wonder, that little bit of smoke, maybe that was oil, and possibly it was dropping oil onto his own tyres, but Alan Day is out of the race. Back out comes the safety car, I'm afraid, because I think Yevgen Sokolovsky, who'd just overtaken Alan Day, I think got caught out on the oil, so his car is in the gravel. Alan Day's is on the inside of Paddock Hill Bend, and this time race control say it's single file restart for what will be just another 3 laps of this race. So lap number 36 of the 38 is about to get underway. Loris Hazemans is going to lead the charge from Gianmarco Ercoli in second place, and Sebastian Bleekie-Molen, through all of this, is into third place and potentially on for another podium. Fantastic stuff from the Dutchman. So they all work their way in single file this time through Paddock Hill Bend. Loris Hazemans has had 9 career wins so far, but none of those wins have ever come at Brands Hatch. He'll be hugely keen to try and make this a 10th career win. It would keep him at the top of the championship table as well. I do think, though, with Gianmarco Ercoli in second place, that would probably move him up to second in the championship standings and ahead of Nicola Rocca, who is behind him in the race. But for Loris Hazemans, he's only got another lap or so to go now between himself and his 10th career victory. Gianmarco Ercoli is a bit too far behind. Sebastian Bleekemolen in third place, still under pressure from the number 18 car, though, of Giorgio Maggi, who is due a good result in EuroNASCAR Pro. He was runner-up in EuroNASCAR 2 a couple of seasons ago when Lasse Sorensen took the championship, and since stepping up to Pro, hasn't quite had the look that you would have thought. So 4th or a 3rd would be a great result for Maggi. But for Loris Hazemans, it is going to be a win, the 10th of his career, the first at Brands Hatch, and will keep him at the top of the championship tables as we leave the United Kingdom. Loris Hazemans claims the win from Gianmarco Ercoli in second place, Sebastian Bleekemolen in third, ahead of Giorgio Maggi, Alex Sedgwick and Vittorio Garelli. What a race and what a win for Loris Hazemans. He heads to victory lane for the 10th time in his career and has a 20-point lead in the championship over Gianmarco Ercoli, who is 5 ahead of Nicola Rocca. Let's hear from the race winner.
Yeah, it was a very exciting race, I think, especially with the 2 safety cars. I think it made it a little bit more exciting because definitely the 2 drivers behind me, while the whole field was really wanting to get as far as possible up to the front. So we made the best out of it. We had good restarts. We were able to fend off the people behind us. And overall, just really happy with how the weekend turned out.
So from the Xfinity race at Pocono last weekend, it's the top step of the podium this weekend for Loris Hazemans. In the Junior Trophy, Gianmarco Ercoli claimed the win, and in the Challenger Trophy for amateur drivers, Henry Tuamala was the winner.